Okay, hi everybody. So now I want to take a look at the power of a power here, this rule here. So if I've got x to the m to the n, what do you do with that here? And in my videos here, this is probably the rule that I get most of the questions about. That there's some misunderstanding about what that's supposed to look like. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at an example here. So if I've got, for example, x squared cubed. Okay, let's talk about what that means. And we've already discussed this. We know that in terms of order of operations, you have to do what's inside the brackets here first. Well, thing is, there's not much for me to do there. X squared is x squared. I can't simplify that any more than it is. Okay, x squared. So I'm going to look on the outside of the parentheses here, and I've got this cubed. Now the cube applies to whatever's directly in front of it. So it's going to apply to this set of parentheses here, which means this base here, this is the thing that I'm going to have three factors of. So what this means here, this cube here means I'm going to have x squared multiplied by x squared multiplied by x squared. Okay? And we know from a previous rule here that when you multiply powers, I know that I add exponents as long as the bases are the same. So what this means, and I'll even write this out just for this example here, this means I've got two x's there. X squared means I've got two x factors there, and x squared means I've got two x factors here. And then these are all multiplied together. Now, how many x's is that total? Well, that's 6. Okay, so a shorthand way of writing x squared cubed would be to write it as x to the 6th. Now, it's really important that you catch this. I did not cube the 2. This is not x squared cubed, meaning that that's going to be x to the 2 cubed. Okay, this is not a 2 in the same way that a lot of people look at that and think of it as a 2. This 2 is up in the exponent, which actually means it's in the place of a square. It's not down in the base down here in the same way, getting cubed. Okay, frequently the most often comment that I get, I should say, that shows up the most often here, is when people try to cube, in this case, the exponent right there. And that's not what you do here. You cube the power, the whole power. And that means adding those bases all up or taking the shortcut and simply multiplying. Okay? I hope that makes sense here. So if we take a look, for example, at a different question here, let's say now I've got 2 to the 7 to the 5th. Okay, what this means is I've got, now I could write out 2 to the 7. I mean, I know that 2 to the 7 is 128 to the 5th here. But that's going to be awkward. It's going to be a really, really big number. I mean, there is a shorter way I can write that. I know that 2 to the 7 to the 5th means 2 to the 7 multiplied by 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 2 to the 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 identical factors of 2 to the 7. And that when I multiply all those powers together, I'm simply going to add the exponents, which means I'm going to get 2 to the 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. That's going to be 2 to the 35. What was the shortcut there? To simply multiply the two exponents together to get that. So please, please bear in mind here, going right back up to the top here. When I've got x to the m to the n, the way you simplify that is to make that x to the m multiplied by n. Okay? You take that power of a power and you multiply the exponents together. That's how we do that. Please be watching for that. Please watch that you're not inadvertently applying the power to that inside exponent in the wrong way.